for a splint around your ankle or your leg or your arm or anything like that, again, we shape it up around your arm, suck the air out, and it makes it nice and stable for when we're maneuvering around the aircraft. We have our drugs bag here. I think there's 23, 25 different drugs and medications in there. In that one, so that's the same as a paramedic on the ambulance service would use. Behind there, in a double lock box, there's 30 milligrams of morphine. Right, so not every HSE ambulance will carry that. We have a dispensation to carry morphine as paramedics. So only advanced paramedics in the ambulance service will use morphine. We have permission that we can call up Medico down in Cork, ask for permission. We give them a situation. We've got a person with a broken leg, broken ankle, whatever the case is. They're in a lot of pain. We give them all the details over the phone or the radio, and they'll come back with, give them 5 milligrams, give them 10 milligrams, whatever the case may be, and we can do it without an AP being here, And it's just one of the positive things in it.
But interestingly on that, since we got the Penthrox, if you're familiar with Penthrox, right? Yeah, so since we got the Penthrox, like the morphine use has really gone down a lot, because the Penthrox really, the morphine takes a bit of time to kick in, whereas the Penthrox is pretty much instantaneous. So.
The Penthrox is brilliant that we can put it into our pocket here, drive down on a winch beside the casualty, and 30 seconds later they're taking pain relief. Moving down the aircraft, we have our oxygen cylinders at the bottom here. Then we have 2 forms of stretchers. So as Jimmy was explaining, we have a hem stretcher. So a hem stretcher it's like the old carry-on stretchers. 2 or 4 people or more will carry this on. It has to go on the front and back, or up through the ramp. It'll carry it on. We'll move this big stretcher out of the way, and the patient is laid down on that, and that's how we can get it on and off the aircraft. Then we have our basket stretcher. So the basket stretcher can be carried on and off, so we can use it in a carrying position if we're kind of land on the top of a cliff or in the mountains, and you have a mountain rescue team. We can walk them on and off that way. But if we can't, this stretcher can be winched. So this stretcher can go out the side door, down with the highline on the winch, or with the hoist, and then me, the casualty, and the stretcher will all come up together, and we come in the side door on the hoist.
And the big advantage of the stretchers, the stretchers are 404F made by what's it called? Life Saving Corps in the US. But the big advantage to it is the floating stretcher. So if the stretcher comes off the hoist, or if the cable was cut, or there was an accident and the casualty went overboard, and the stretcher floats in the water at a 45-degree angle, that's the big advantage to it. And it's very, very it's very bulletproof, what I mean? We would get them to take a lot of abuse. So
especially when we're using them. Down the stretcher we have our headlocks in here. We've got a combi board, so all the ambulance service using that. It's like the old-fashioned longboards, only it's a lot easier to use. It breaks in half. You can get it under people. It's great for getting people from one place to another, getting them into this and working around it. Again, we reflect a long blanket, because generally if we're dealing with people up in the mountains or on a cliff or something like that, they've usually been there a long time. They're cold, they're wet, they're miserable, and then we come along and really make their day.
We'll do a highline brief when everybody's outside. Yeah. Cormac's probably the best man.
And then just finally we have the Life Pack 15. Sorry, we carry a whole platter of stuff, but the 2 main ones is that we have a suction unit there, which is the blue and yellow machine. That's the suction any liquids or anything like that, vomit, blood or anything from the mouth. And then we have the Life Pack 15. And that's the exact same as what most of the ambulance service are using. And with that, we can recognise, it does our defibrillation, it does AED, it does manual defibrillation, it does blood pressure, it does ECGs, and with the ECG, we can recognise if a person is having a STEMI, or a heart attack. And with that, you can't hear. I know on Sligo's machine, we can basically fax that.
You Bluetooth it?
Yeah, basically. No, you can just fax it.
Oh, yeah.
So it emails it to the cardiac reg in Galway, or the cardiac reg up in the Derry hospital. He gets it on his iPhone, opens it up and goes, yep, that guy's having a STEMI. And it's we'll make contact, tell him we're 20 minutes or an hour, whatever it is, and we bypass A&E and we go straight up